Swaddy Cup and welcome to Phuket Xtra for Friday, coming to you from Nyang Beach in another one of those beach cleanups. But this one is a little different. We'll find out a bit later in today's edition. But first to today's Phuket and national news. The new regional headquarters for the police opens today. The huge complex opens up at the Chachachai checkpoint. Thailand's top cop, General Somyot Pupunwang, is flying down from Bangkok for the day to oversee the commemorations. The shift of the regional base from Songkhla brings the focus of regional policing fairly and squarely into the hot tourist zone of the Andaman. There will be 200 extra police based at the new police HQ. The planned Phuket Light Rail project is getting a polish, with a few enhancements announced by officials. The changes include the light rail following the main traffic road from the airport to Tepkasatri Road rather than parallel with the runway. They're also looking at putting the light rail station at Bangkok underground to avoid congestion. They're also looking at following Chao Phraya West rather than Chao Phraya East for the southern route. Bon Jovi is playing at Impact Arena in Bangkok next Tuesday after cancelling his China dates due to what his management describes as unforeseen reasons. Keyboard warriors are speculating the shows were cancelled because of Bon Jovi's inclusion of imagery of the Dalai Lama in previous concerts. Tickets for the concerts will go on sale September the 12th and range from 2,000 to 6,000 baht. Go to bectero.com. Coming up next, we get a bit of land back from the encroachers, rights groups ask for civil trials, and the Thai economy being downgraded again. We'll find out what's happening here at Nyang Beach.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Hey! Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Buenos dias.
Nin hao.
Здравствуйте.
Привет.
Guten Tag, ich spreche Deutsch.
สวัสดีครับ
We are ready to provide international medical service with warm Thai hospitality. Call us at 1719.
Welcome back to Phuket Xtra. Today coming to you from the Nyang Beach on a day that the beach is getting a much needed cleanup from locals. A little bit of local love. More than 300 officers from the Royal Thai Navy and local forest departments cut down palm oil and rubber trees covering an area totalling 82 rai within the Ban Pa Kanon National Park. They were reclaiming land that was being illegally used to grow the popular crops. Officials had posted notices back in March about the removal of the trees, but no one had come along to claim ownership. Rights groups are saying that if it's good enough for the alleged makers and carriers of the Erawan Shrine bomb to be tried in a civil court, then it's good enough for Thai citizens. They're urging the government to stop holding trials in military courts. It came after the Thai PM announced that the suspected Erawan Shrine bombers would have their cases handled by a civilian court for reasons of international transparency. And the Asian Development Bank is revising down its growth projection for Thailand's GDP for 2015 from the current 3% because of disappointing first half numbers. The ADB will reveal the new growth forecast for the kingdom after meeting on September 22, adding that it would be the second downgrade since the start of the year. Right, time to check out today's weather. Well, we've still got some more unsettled weather ahead of us for the forecast period. Scattered thunderstorms tonight and all the way through until Tuesday. Temperatures between 29 and 31. And heading down to the west coast where we are today and looking at tomorrow's surf report, southwesterly winds of up to 16 kilometres an hour. We've got swells up to nearly a metre, almost surfable. And Saturday morning sunrise will be at 15 past 6. Well, that's today's weather. Now time to find out what's actually happening down here at Nyang Beach today. We've got Nick Anthony from Seek. Nick, what is happening?
Thank you, Tim. Good morning, guys. We've had a great beach cleanup down here. We have around 30 volunteers from one of the school, plus all of the local hotels who are now working the north end of the beach. And we've had a great beach clean.
Yeah, Aren't the people who have these flip-flops going to be missing them? You found a few today.
Let me tell you how many flip-flops we've actually got. I got a record here, and shoes, we had in the region of 320 shoes.
That's only just from what, 100 metres of beach?
That's literally, yeah, it's 100 metres that these kids have done that we're doing the data survey on. So, you know, you extrapolate that over 27 kilometres of coastline, that's a lot of shoes.
Where are they coming from?
Well, that's a good question. You know, you have it now coming from local community. So when it rains, it comes through the drains and gets washed into the ocean. The wind then brings it back onto the beaches. So we get a lot from the community. We get a lot from fishing boats. And also we get a bunch just sitting in the ocean that have come from, who knows, Indonesia or Malaysia or India, or it could be from anywhere.
Yeah, you're getting ropes and you're getting cigarette lighters, a lot of cigarette butts that are pretty hard to see. Where does a lot of this rubbish come from? Do you think it's from Phuket, or do you think it's from India? People say, oh, it's all coming in from India, but I suspect not.
You know, what we've been doing today is focusing on these volunteer data forms, which collects data on exactly what is collected over a period of time so you can track it. And in the numbers that we've been looking at over the last 5 years, the amount that's being reduced, particularly here from the community, is probably down more than 50%. So the mix these days is generally about 70% or so coming from the ocean, maybe as high as 80%, and only 20% or so coming from the community. So there's been a big change in the mix, particularly because the roadsides now are very clean. They're doing a good job in town, doing a good job in the community, a lot more garbage bins. And there's a great deal of conscientious decision making now, I think, by the community of Phuket to make our island greener.
Do you know what? It's in the 3 years I've been here, there's a tangible difference, and the work that Seek and a lot of the other volunteer groups is really making a change. Congratulations.
It's, you know, it comes down to the community. And yesterday I was running around a taxi for a minute, and I told the taxi guy about some beach cleanups this week around the island. And he said, fantastic, please tell me where to go, where can I get the information? I'll tell my taxi boys, I'll tell my family. You know, it's becoming a really good local program.
And a nice day at the office too.
And an amazing day at the office. Yeah, can't complain.
Nick from Seek, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all for Phuket Extra for this week, and for Friday we're back again next Monday. Thank you for joining us.
See you on the beach.